Hey guys, it's Mike here again with Team Viper Paranormal, and today we're going to be reviewing the Ghost Meter EMF meter. Now the Ghost Meter is an AC EMF meter, which means it picks up on AC currents. Now there are two types. You have your single axis and you have your three axis. This is a single axis, which means it only measures EMF in one direction, and it measures it in a unit of measurement called Gauss, or in our case, milligauss. The way it works is, you press the little button here on the front, it turns the meter on, and you can use this to detect AC currents. Anything electrical will put off an AC current, such as this digital voice recorder. It has a magnet in it, and this magnet, moved closer to the meter, is going to set this meter off. So basically that's what we're detecting, electromagnetic fields. I've heard less experienced and less educated investigators claim that the Ghost Meter is cheap and it's useless. If you want to get a good EMF meter, you need to spend at least $100 on one. Now, the problem with that statement is, these are the same people that think we're using these EMF meters to detect ghosts, and that's not what we're using those for, even though it does say Ghost Meter. We're using these EMF meters to pick up on high natural EMFs. Aside from the price, most AC EMF meters are exactly the same. Some may be more accurate than others. You have your digital ones and you have your analog ones as well. The Ghost Meter happens to be an analog one, and it's very, very cheap, very inexpensive. It's something great for a beginner and an experienced investigator as well. We own several of these, and I've been using these for almost 3 years. Now let's look at some pros and cons. Here are some of the cons. And they're really not a whole lot with this meter. As with all EMF meters, if you move it around too much, it's going to go off. That's just the way the EMF meters are made. You always want to have a steady movement when you're using these meters. These are inexpensive, which also means that they cost less money to make, so they may not be as durable as some of the other more expensive meters. And what I mean by that is, if you drop this from 10 foot or so, there's a good chance it may bust apart. But we're very careful with our instruments, and we don't throw these things around, so as long as you're careful with it, you're not going to have any problems. Another setback to this is it only goes up to 5 milligauss, which isn't really a big deal if you don't need a totally accurate reading. If you just want to detect high EMFs, it's going to work just fine. And I would say probably the last drawback to this is the accuracy. This is not 100% accurate. It's going to measure roughly what your EMF is, but it's not going to be exact pinpoint accuracy. So don't expect that from this meter. Now let's look at some of the pros. First off, it's very small, very compact, very lightweight. You can slip this into your pocket, take it on any investigation without any problems at all. This little red cover here is very beneficial as well, because when you hit a EMF field of 2 milligauss or more, it's going to light up, and that's really, really neat, especially when you're investigating in dark situations. You don't need a flashlight to see when you've got a high spike. If you notice that little dinging sound, this actually has a built-in speaker, and when you pick up any type of EMF, it's going to set that off, just like it does with the lights here. So you can even control the volume. So if you want to keep completely silent and just want to use the lights, that's great. If, say, you're in another room and you want to set this up maybe in front of a camera, if something sets this off, you can hear it. Now this EMF meter is going to run you anywhere from $30 to $35 or so. If you're paying any more than $35, I'll recommend going somewhere else and trying to find it a little bit cheaper, because that's about the running rate for these EMF meters, and I don't want you to get ripped off. So just shop around when you're buying one of these. They're very inexpensive, so you can buy more than one. Everyone on your team can have one. You can even set these things up in a row and trace a possible EMF source. So in my opinion, this is a very, very good EMF meter for beginners and experienced as well. So if you don't have a lot of money and you want to get a good, reliable EMF meter, I recommend going for the Ghost Meter. I want to thank you for watching our videos. Make sure to visit our website, www.viperparanormal.com. Please comment, rate, share these videos, and don't forget to subscribe.